Let me ask you something. How many books have you read about consciousness, awareness, manifestation, the nature of reality? How many highlighted pages, notes in margins? And you understood it. You really did. But when you woke up the next morning, you were still running the same patterns. Still the same feelings underneath. Still that particular ache that reading about consciousness doesn't seem to touch. Sound familiar? Here is the thing. There is a difference, a massive, everything changing difference between understanding a principle with your mind and knowing it in your body, in your cells, in the part of you that actually generates your experience of being alive. Most teachers give you the first thing. Today, we are going for the second. Welcome. I'm ANCA. I'm a trauma expert, a hypnotherapist, and a healing innovator. And what I do is take people into direct experiences of what books like this are pointing at. No more explanation, actual access. This is the transmission circle. And today we open the power of awareness. Chapter 1. 2 words. I am. Let's go. Before we open the book, I want to speak to you. Because I know who finds a video like this. You are not a beginner. You've done some version of the inner work, therapy perhaps, meditation maybe, self-development for sure. And there is a longing inside you. And you know that there is something more, even though maybe your life shifted a bit. But you know there is something else still there. Something underneath all the work, like a quiet knowing that there is a level of this you haven't reached yet. Not because you haven't tried. Oh, I know you did a lot and your best. But because the tools you've been given mostly work at the level of thought. And what needs to change lives below thought. See, Mr. Goddard understood this. He wasn't interested in giving you a better mental framework. He was interested in pointing you towards something so fundamental, so prior to everything you think you are, that when you actually touch it, things change. Not because you worked harder, but because you remembered something. This is what this series is, a remembering. And it begins right here. Chapter 1. I am. Two words, that's the whole chapter. And if you read them too quickly, you might think, okay, philosophy, got it, moving on. So let's slow all the way down now. Because I've been sitting with these two words for years, and still they do something in my body when I really let them land. So here is what he's saying, and I agree. Before you are a name, before you are a role, before you are a history of things that happened to you and things you made happen, before all of that accumulation we call it self, there is simply the fact that you are the awareness of existing right now, not as a thought about existing, as the actual raw living fact of it. This is the I am. Not your story, not your thoughts about yourself or your dreams for yourself. The I am, the bare awareness of being, is the primal creative substance of everything. Now, your mind might want to argue with that. So keep that argument on hold for a moment. Because here is where it gets practical. And I know you came here for something practical. If the I am is the foundation of all experience, if consciousness is the source, not the result, then what you attach to the I am becomes your lived reality. I am anxious. Said it often enough, that's not a description anymore. That's an instruction to your nervous system, to every cell in your body. You are now generating an anxious reality from the inside out. I'm stuck. I am unworthy. I'm the one who always... You're not describing your life. You are creating it every single time. But here is the truth. If you can attach anything to the I am, you can attach a different thing. Not through willpower, not through positive thinking, but through consciousness. To actually stepping into a different state of awareness so completely that the old one loses its grip. But before we can use the I am creatively, we have to know it. Not know about it, actually know it. The way you know you're breathing now, without needing to think about it. And here is the piece that stops most people. The I am, the awareness of being, is not personal. Meaning the I am in you and the I am in me are not two separate things. They are the same awareness looking through two different windows. Stay with me here because I know this might feel like sliding into philosophy again. But I want to show you why this is the most practical, the most useful thing in the entire chapter. If there is one awareness, one consciousness experiencing itself through billions of forms, then the person who hurt you, the person you can't forgive, the version of yourself you're still ashamed of, all of them are the same I am, in more contracted, more confused, more defended forms perhaps, but the same awareness underneath. And something happens in the body, not in the mind, in the body. When that becomes real, resentment releases. Not because you decided to forgive, but because the self that was holding the resentment dissolved for a moment into something larger. Compassion becomes logical, not a moral achievement, a natural consequence of seeing clearly. Tolerance becomes obvious, not something you practice, something that arises when the illusion of separation gets quiet enough to see through. I watch this happen in sessions. Someone touches the I am in the body and things they have been carrying for years just loosen. Like a knot that needed not more effort to untie, but simply less tension. And we're just starting. I want to get personal for a moment. The first time the oneness thing hit me, not as a concept, but as a felt reality, I was in meditation. And for just a few seconds, the sense of being this person in this body, carrying these things, is softened. And what was underneath was just unlimited, alive but without a center, aware but not located anywhere. And in that moment, the person in my life I was most in conflict with at the time, someone I had tried very hard to understand intellectually, tried very hard to forgive, worked on it in sessions, journaled about it endlessly. I could feel them from the inside. Not their perspective. I mean, I could feel the awareness behind their actions. The same awareness I was resting in. The same need to be seen. The same desire for existence. The same I am, more contracted, more defended, more frightened than the version of me I had access to in that moment. But the same. And something let go in me that I had been working to release for years. That's not something I could have thought my way into. That's what direct experience of the I am actually does. That's what we're going for today. Okay, so I want to move us now from discussing this to being it. What I'm about to guide you through is not a meditation. It is a transmission, a direct experiential journey into the state of I am. You don't need to do anything correctly. You don't need to visualize perfectly or feel deeply enough or measure how well it's working. The only thing I ask is that you let yourself arrive here a little more fully. So go ahead, find a position where your body feels supported. Sitting is fine. Laying down is fine. Let your weight drop into whatever is holding you. And if it's safe to do so, let your eyes close. And just let yourself arrive here and now. You've been moving all day, thinking all day, being someone all day, and right now you don't have to do any of that. Feel the weight of the body, the actual physical weight of it, pressing down into the chair or the floor or the bed. Gravity holding you without asking anything from you. And let that weight drop a little more, as if something you've been carrying at the surface of your skin is beginning to soften downward. Take a breath in, and on the exhale, let your jaw release, just slightly. You might notice your shoulders drop a little. And that's your nervous system beginning to remember what it feels like to be safe. Another breath, and this time notice where you feel it in your body, not where you think you should feel it, where you actually feel it. Perhaps in the chest, or the expansion of the belly, or somewhere else entirely. Just notice. And now I want to ask you something. Who is doing the noticing? Not the breath. The breath is just movement, not the thoughts. They come and go like weather. But the thing that is right now aware of all of it, what is that? You might reach for a name, and I want to gently, lovingly take that name from you just for a few moments. Because the name is something you were given. What I'm pointing at was here before you were given a name. Here's something that might confuse your mind slightly. And that's okay. Confusion is sometimes the doorway. Try to find the beginning of your awareness, the moment it started. You can't find it, can you? And try to find the end of it, where this knowing, this simple being here-ness ends. You can't find that because awareness doesn't start and awareness doesn't end. It simply is. And right now in this body, this warmth that might be the beginning somewhere around the center of your chest, that's not a sentiment. That's the nervous system recognizing something true. Let that warmth just be there, not building it, not forcing it, just allowing what is already beginning to continue. Now. And now, let's do something together. Feel your feet, actually feel them, the pressure of them, the temperature, the simple fact that they are there. And at the same time, hold the awareness that is noticing the feet. Two things at once. The body down here, the awareness everywhere. The body is in the awareness, not the other way around. The awareness is not inside the body like a driver in a car. The body is arising within a field of awareness that has no walls. Try to feel that just for a moment. Your body floating within something vast. Something that is both you and a larger than you. Something that has always been here. Good. And now, let yourself go deeper. Because there is something I want you to find. If this awareness you're resting in has no edges, and somewhere right now, the person you love most is sitting in their own moment, in their own awareness, that also has no edges. Where does yours end and theirs begin? You can't find the border because it isn't there. The I am in you and the I am in the person you love are not two awarenesses. They are one awareness meeting itself across the miracle of two separate lives. Let that land in your chest, not as a thought, as a felt reality. Because something in the body knows this is true, even when the mind has forgotten. And now, a little tenderness here. Think of someone you've been carrying, someone whose face comes to mind when the word forgiveness comes up. It doesn't have to be the hardest one, just whoever comes. Let their face appear softly in the space behind your eyes. And now feel this. The awareness behind their eyes, the I am looking out through them, is the same awareness looking through you. Not the behavior, not the way they fell short or caused harm. Those were the contracted, confused, frightened movements of a self that forgot, but underneath those movements, the same I am, trying to find its way home, in a much darker room than the one you have access to in this moment. Notice what happens in your body when you feel that as real, not as a concept, but as living truth. Something loosens, doesn't it? Somewhere between your throat and your heart. That is not weakness. That is what happens when consciousness remembers itself. Forgiveness is not something you have to force. It arises naturally when you touch the level at which there was only ever one of us. Rest here in the awareness that was here before you learned your name, in the I am that has watched every chapter of your life without ever once, not once, abandoning you. In the field of consciousness that dreamed itself into billions of faces, just to know the joy of meeting itself in another's eyes. And now, very gently, I want to offer you something to take back with you. From this place, from this vastness that you are, you get to choose what comes after the words, I am. Not from the contracted self, not from fear or compensation or old programming, but from this, from the ground that was always here, from the awareness that needs nothing to prove that it exists. You are already whole. You have always been whole. The story of not enough was never true at the level of what you actually are. Begin to feel the room around you again. The sounds that were there all along. The temperature of the air on your skin. The weight of your body held. Take a breath that belongs to the room you are in, and when you're ready, let your eyes open slowly. Welcome back, or welcome here, because you didn't go anywhere. You just went closer to what you actually are. I want to give you one thing to carry into your week, just one. This week, whenever you catch yourself completing the sentence, I am tired, I'm overwhelmed, I'm not enough, I'm so behind, just pause. Not to fight the thought, not to replace it with a forced positive, just to pause. And remember for 1 second what is underneath the I am before you add anything to it. The vast, quietly alive awareness. That's who is speaking. And from that place, the most powerful thing you can do is ask, is what I'm about to attach to the I am actually true at the level of what I am? Or is it just an old pattern running on autopilot? You don't have to answer it perfectly. The question itself is the practice. Next week, we go to chapter 2, consciousness, and it builds directly on what we touched today. I recommend reading it before the episode, so you arrive with your own impressions. And if something moved in you today, leave it in the comments. For the person who's going to find this video a few months from now and needs to know they are not alone in this experience. And if you felt something in the transmission and you want to know what it's like to work with me directly, to go this deep in a fully private, personalized container, there is a link below. Apply to work together. That's the door. And in the description, you will find another transmission. Look for the link and get it. It's my gift for you. I'll see you next week. Take care.